Gotta break out the list again myself here. All right. All right, we're live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. Let me share this around. That's not what I wanted. Why are you being difficult? Just take me to the page, please. Thank you. Okay, now it's being difficult again. Why? I just want to share. That's all I want to do. Now it's not letting me share. What the hell? Oh well. All right. Are we good? Everyone ready?
Solid. Yeah, buddy.
You good, TC?
Yeah, man. Whenever good. Cool.
All right. Oh, stop the music. And we are live. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Griffcast episode 9, the podcast, the mature podcast for immature people.
Pretty much.
Tonight, once again, we got the full crew. We got the Caramel Prince,
What's up?
Solibs Fanaron, and my boy Wild.
Hey.
I'm tired. Let's do this.
Yeah.
All right, let's just jump straight into this because the first two topics here kind of run back to back. And like some of the figures were kind of blowing my mind on this. So apparently Epic paid Sony $200 million for rights to exclusive titles. All right. And then within this last week,
A lot of money.
Sony opened up their Steam page with exclusives. Like, just a chain of events that just kind of went out there.
Yeah, the whole thing just seems pretty crazy. Like, because initially, not that long ago, Sony paid Epic.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, so wait a minute. So are we just trading money back and forth?
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Just in general.
I mean, so the deal between Epic and Sony, the $200 million, it wasn't specified what for. Was it access to PlayStation exclusives, or was it, hey, we'll give you $200 million to make us an exclusive game?
I'm really feeling that second one for Epic to make them an exclusive game.
So, I mean that
I
that sounds
can see
more
that being more
logical
likely.
to me because,
And I allow it. I mean, they've done it. They've done it in the past before. I mean, Epic. We know they did. Gears of War. It was the exclusive game for Xbox. Gears of War. Such a great game.
was
I
Epic the
love
one
that
behind
one.
that?
Huh?
Was Epic one behind that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I used to hate Epic until I was like, oh wait, they're the guys that did Gears of War. I hated them for Fortnite. No offense, Wad.
Like,
Hey,
But then I was like,
is-
oh wait, they did Gears of War, man. I love Gears of War. It's my favorite.
like personally, like I have no love for Epic, and then I found out that they made the Unreal Engine, and I'm like, damn
Oh,
it.
also, yeah, they did that.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, it's
did
like-
do that.
Like, not gonna lie, they doing some things, though. They doing their damn thing,
Epic's
though.
did a lot of things that you just don't realize, and all of a sudden you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's like
Epic's,
Yeah.
they've been around the block for a good amount of time and done a lot of great things.
They stay in the cut, and they just put out some fire stuff. They don't boast about it, but then when ish hit the fan, they're like, oh no. Let me correct you. We did that. Let me just go ahead and put that out there, and they hit you with a mic drop.
So many people have been using that Unreal Engine for so long that you kind of forget that they created it. It's just been
Yeah.
around for so long. You just think it's been there forever.
Yeah, it's just there, man.
started back all the way back with what Unreal Tournament.
Yeah. Hence the name, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this leads into the Sony store on Steam. So you can't actually find it on the Steam launcher. You have to go to the website, bring up the page, and it'll bring up the launcher with it.
What?
It's convoluted. Okay, it's not like the easiest thing to find, but this so the article I found that linked me to it said it's launching with 41 games. No. It launched with 3 games and 41 DLCs for one of those games.
Oh wow.
Wow. Big rip.
What was that one
Big
thing?
rip.
Hold on,
What
I
about
gotta
false
be.
advertisement?
So
could
sorry,
be one
sorry.
of those.
41 DLCs for 2 of the games. So
Okay.
the big game they put on there was Horizon Zero Dawn. So which is everywhere. Which was already on Steam. And then the Predator game. Yeah.
That is a PlayStation exclusive. I totally forgot. That is a PlayStation
I
exclusive.
forgot that myself.
You just don't think about it. But yeah.
And then
And that game does have like a lot of DLC. It's not DLC. It's just like add-ons, like
Yeah.
skins and
Yeah.
weapons and cheap.
and then the other game was it's one of those indie games. It's one of the dwarven miner games. Where you're like
Not
an
familiar.
intergalactic dwarf going to planets and mining things.
Are you talking about No Man's Sky?
No, it's not No Man's Sky. Like God, I can't remember the name of it.
So let me get this straight. Out of all of the games that they could have potentially put on there, they put these low cut. Like, don't get me wrong, Horizon. I'll give them a little something on that. But the rest of them, and then the rest of it is just DLC. Like, bro,
You gotta think about it. How many games have they actually ported over?
Like,
None.
if anything, like
Except for Horizon.
that would have been the
Predator.
perfect time to drop a God of War on PC.
oh my god,
I mean, come on, just
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just
Bro.
Sony, they
everybody
like to
would've
hold their
built a
cards
PC.
close,
yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. They're not gonna give up God of War that easy.
especially the
What?
good cards.
man, let them throw God of War. You best believe I'm down on that mother sucker today.
yeah.
So they'd be like 200 million, and you want God of War? Man, you tripping? Get out of here. What you talk about?
They might do that after the new series is done, but that's going to be a long time from now.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jeez.
because I'm still waiting to see more on Ragnarok. Yeah, because all they've done is like promo pics, and it looks like you get to be Loki instead of Kratos, which would make me a little butthurt, but it is.
Wait,
what it
did
is.
they show
That'd be
that?
really cool
Yeah.
though.
It was just like it's just like title art. It wasn't actual like
Was it fan art or was it like actual
It
Santa
was-
Monica Studios?
It was from Santa Monica,
Okay.
but it was just like a still. Like you couldn't see any details. It was like one of those like shadow portraits.
They might catch a lot of hell if you play as Loki. I mean, I'm sure it'd be fun to play as Loki, but I think a lot of the fans, especially the toxic fans, like, oh my God, you killed Joel. Ah. I don't get to play as Kratos. This isn't even God of War anymore.
It'd be interesting to see how they do that because, like, if they do kill off Kratos, they got to do it big. Like,
It would have
Like-
to. I mean, he's such a powerful character. You can't take him down by any small means. It's got to be
mean,
something
he's-
major.
he's technically gone to hell 3 times
Something like that.
and come back.
Jeez.
It's gone to hell twice in two different mythologies.
Yeah,
But I
Like,
could
you
actually
might
see
as
them doing
well
it.
stay there.
It'd be pretty epic. You just see Thor, and he's just like just constantly just continuously beating him with that hammer, just until there is no skull left, and it's just a white or a bloody mess.
I hope they don't punk out and make it Thor the one that ends them. I really.
Why would it not be Thor? That would be
Yeah.
pretty. That would be pretty damn cool.
I mean,
That'd be
it
pretty
would
damn
be,
cool
but
if
like,
it was Thor. I'm not gonna lie.
I do like how they're sticking with the actual mythology on a lot of these characters, but at the same time, it's like, come on, give me something a little bit more original than Thor.
I still don't think they're gonna kill off Kratos. Why would they do that? I don't think they're gonna do it. I'm still behind the theory that Kratos is tier.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I'm still kind of behind it. I saw like a lot of, there wasn't too much weight behind it, but there's still enough. And I don't think they're gonna like kill off Kratos till they send him to Egypt, because that was the thing with God of War 4. They didn't know whether they were gonna send him to Norway, or I guess what's Middle Earth? Not Middle Earth. Why can't I think of the
Midgard.
goddamn name? Midgard, thank you. They didn't know they're gonna send him to Midgard or they're gonna send him to Egypt for God of War 4, and then it was like the deadline to do was just like, all right, fine, we're going to Norway. Go to Midgard.
Which was a great choice.
Yeah,
Like-
fantastic choice.
They beat out most everybody else on the Viking train.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like every game just try to follow it up with the Viking theme, and they couldn't hold it.
Same thing's gonna happen when they go to Egypt, man. I think they're gonna keep Kratos alive if they go to Egypt, which is also why everyone thinks that he's gonna be Tyr, because Tyr, goes to Egypt. I think he's actually a god in Egypt too. Just easy. It's easier to translate over that way.
Yeah, because Tyr was world travel, wasn't he?
Yeah, and so they said, he went to me, because there's one frame where they show him and it's Tyr and he's got, multiple symbols around him. And, Kratos is like, I recognize that one. That's the symbol for war,
Yeah.
from Greece. And then they had, hieroglyphics around it too. So, a lot of people think that, Kratos is going to go back in time and end up becoming Tyr. It shows you like his character arc and how he, you saw how much he changed from God of War 3. To God of War 4, him to grow as an individual and become more, upstanding. Is upstanding a good word for that?
I mean, Kratos being upstanding.
I don't know.
I mean, anyone else play the opening scene of 2?
Opening scene of God of War 2, I don't. Just,
I
yeah,
barely even remember those games.
that's when Zeus fucked him over.
I gotta get an emulator just to get on that.
All right.
You got PlayStation Now? They're on PlayStation Now, man.
No, I don't even bother with it.
All right. So this next one will be a little blurb, I guess. So Netflix had
Bleh, bleh, bleh.
You'll get
English
it.
people. Netflix has announced they're planning to make a Final Fantasy VII themed series of the remake. I
Sounds like a good cash grab.
yeah, I'm torn on this because like if I played it, why would I want to watch it? unless it's following like other characters around. Like if they do like Reno and Rude and follow the Turks around,
Mm-hmm.
that would be tight. I can get behind that. Or follow Vincent up until he joins the party.
Mm.
I can get behind that.
A lot of different ways they could do it. I mean,
But even still, it's Netflix though. It's
Yeah.
so. I mean, Netflix they have put out some fire stuff, but then there are a number of times that they've dropped the ball.
Death Note.
Like I want to hate
What?
this so bad, but Defoe as Ryu was too good.
Oh, he was so good. I mean, he's the only saving grace. Man. The only thing that saved it.
Only
like-
thing.
It's like Defoe as Ryu. You get 3 stars. All right,
Yeah.
that's the only thing you're getting.
So him playing the photos for you bumped it up 2 stars. Like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
we'll give you a little.
Yeah.
We'll give you 2 stars. Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing with their Full Metal Alchemist, their live action. It's like,
You didn't watch it yet.
don't hurt your feelings.
It's just like, don't do it. Don't do it. It's a waste of time. Don't do it.
Like some of the characters were very well done, but at the same time, it was a live action anime. Or a live action based off an anime.
Yeah, it's just,
You know how
it's
those
just
go.
weird.
All right, so I do believe a couple of you guys have played this next game. Ghostrunner has sold 600,000 copies, and went ahead and announced their sequel with the next gen version of the first game to be released later this year.
Okay.
just another game I'm not going to be able to play.
What are you talking about? It's on PC, man. I have Ghostrunner. It is.
Yeah.
I kind of like they had it on sale, so I
So
feel bad.
That was an amazing game. I bought it actually when it first came out, just as a gamble. I wanted to play something new at the time, and I think it was only like what, $30 brand new, which was
Yeah.
honestly, after playing it, felt like a steal. I was like, man, this game is really doing something for me. And I mean, it's super hard, but it's just the kind of game I like. And I really think they did the parkour like really well for it to be
Oh,
as
yeah.
fast as it was.
so
Yeah.
that one was a roguelike, right?
It's not.
Uh,
It's
no.
not. It's not roguelike. It's just one shot. You're dead.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of like
So is
Ninja
it like-
Gaiden
Is it like
meets,
checkpoint
Mirror's
based
Edge.
instead?
Yeah. There,
Okay.
There's still plenty. There's still plenty of checkpoints. So when you die, you're just not. You don't have to start the whole thing over.
Yeah, it's kind of like a trial runner. Like you're meant to die a lot, but eventually you will figure out how to not die,
Yeah.
and then you'll
Yeah.
feel amazing.
Oh yeah.
I remember like completing levels. I'm like, oh, I only died 97 times that time. Nice.
Yes.
But I
Only
mean, it
97.
is a great game though. It is a great game. I did see that, and I was just like, just the parkour and bouncing off. I'm like, okay, you did your thing. You did your thing.
A lot of good things with it. I wish they could have changed around the controls. I mean, I played it on console. I mean, played it on PC because it's on PC obviously, but I used a controller, and I remapped a few of the buttons.
Yeah, I had
Actually,
to
no, I-
remap the slide.
No, I didn't remap. I remapped them during the demo, but when I played the actual game, I was like, no, I'm not gonna mess with the buttons. I'm gonna do it how they wanted it. But still, I feel like they could have, just changed jump. I didn't like where jump was.
Did you ever play Dying Light?
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
It's
Dying
pretty-
Light was-
it was exactly like that. I
was
just
like
kind of
that.
thought of it like
Jesus.
that, and I
I
don't know,
love
just
Dying
got
Light
into
too,
the-
man.
I just got in the groove of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah,
so-
you're not wrong. But yeah, man. I mean, that game kind of like messed me up at first until I understood what they were trying to do with it. Cause like I kept dying, and I'm one of those gamers where I die, just get angry.
Well, you know the idea with that game.
Each
and-
death, the
how fast it
rage
is.
just goes up.
When they're
But
screaming,
yeah,
"Why do you make a game if I'm not supposed to win? I'm not supposed to win. I can't play the game. This is stupid. I'm done with this." Come back to
But
me.
yeah, the idea with that game, how fast it is, I think if you set up the controls to where everything is on the shoulder buttons, and then you have everything set up on the analog sticks where you can like click the slide and jump like that, you basically never have to move your thumbs too much, and you always got your fingers exactly where the buttons need to be, essentially.
I hate having
Maybe
to
not
rely
everyone
on.
chooses to play that way.
Yeah, I hate having to
But
rely on L3 and R3.
yeah, for anything, yeah, it's not the most efficient, but it's the only thing that really works, or at least for me, it did. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd have to go get me like one of those Elite controllers with the paddle switches in the back.
that's what I was just
Yep.
thinking of. Like, if you had those,
Yeah.
you might be all right.
And it's perfect for it because literally your hands are. You talk about never moving your thumbs. I never like how my controller is set up across all of my games. I don't never have to move my thumbs off of the analog stick, ever.
It gives you a major up.
I do the claw every now and again, or like.
Oh,
where your pointer.
I'm here, and all of a sudden I'm like, ah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah.
My
I've
hand-
done that.
my hand cramps just looking at that.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough trying to play like that.
But see, like-
especially if you're like any like first person shooter, it's rough.
Oh yeah, man. I've had times where like I'm pulling the claw and I'm shooting with my ring finger, and I'm just like.
Okay,
This
so
is
like
weird,
if I'm
but
using
it's
like
getting it done.
if I'm playing a shooter and I'm playing like single action games, like I will switch fingers to like my middle finger because it's just faster. But like for me though, like
Yeah. You had to
just-
flex, huh? You had to flex, didn't you?
Like,
Just had to
I just-
flex just a tiny bit. Just had to.
It's just like, you know,
Hey, I pulled out the
No.
PS4 controller. You just had to flex.
it's what I have. Okay, I don't got the PS4 one here. Okay, there's some peasant stuff here. All right.
No, he had that slight flex. He was like, he had to brush it off like.
No, but
oh my
like-
God.
I have big hands, so like the claw doesn't work for me. Like I can't do it. Okay. That's what I'm trying to
Where
show
there's a
off.
will, there's a way.
But once you finally actually like get it down, it is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
You're talking about Ghostrunner, right? Come back to Ghostrunner, getting it down.
What
Are you talking about the claw? You're talking about getting the claw
I
down?
was talking about the claw. Well, look who it is. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
we got a guest star here.
Guest star coming to the stream.
Could you actually play a game like that with like a gamepad?
Yeah.
What do you mean by game?
All right. I know that Xbox makes like a gamepad. And it's got like 2 huge pads on it. And you can use it, and then there's some other options as well. I've seen that before.
It's
See
like-
pictures of that.
I don't know. I've been thinking about I mean, how would a gamepad work for a lot of these games like the shooters and things like that? If you just get like the fighter arcade style gamepads.
Oh yeah. Oh my, I won my first Xbox using a gamepad, a little Street Fighter gamepad. It was so awesome.
All right. So, do you have something else to say about Ghostrunner?
It was dope. I'm looking forward to the sequel. I still need to beat the first one. I'm not too far.
Looking forward to the sequel. Looking forward to the sequel.
So like what
You gotta-
Sal
you
said,
gotta beat
like
it, man.
even though it was like $30, man, like you get a lot of content out of it. Like I've played it for like several hours, and I'm not talking about like I die over and over. But like even still like getting through the story, I'm like several hours into the story, and I'm just like, how is this game not over? And like I've seen trailers and like there's abilities I haven't unlocked yet, and I'm just like, this game is pretty lengthy, for a $30 game.
You
Oh.
literally get new stuff until you beat it.
Oh wow.
So I think they did good, man. It was a great game.
Is there a new game plus on it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there basically is a new game plus. I mean, you can go back and reselect the levels and use whatever upgrades and power-ups that you've gotten, and just kind of go back through. And hell, there's even a new, like, upgraded version of the campaign that you can run through that I got, like, maybe 2 levels into, and it was just way more intense than the original campaign. If you thought the original campaign was hard, that shit is ridiculous.
Oh wow. Just like more enemies, more obstacles.
I mean,
Single
like,
tap.
the fact that you can kill everything in one hit, I think is, like, like something that's really awesome about the game, but the fact that you can die in one hit also really creates that drawback. But man, when you figure out that pattern, running through there and just getting everybody in one hit and sliding around and getting the next guy and so on and so forth, man, you just feel like a badass.
Yeah, I think I saw a clip of a guy. He was playing for like 10 minutes straight and didn't get hit. And I'm just like, it's either some really good editing, or you're just like, get a lot of time on your hands, bud. Which I mean, I don't knock you for.
Probably had a lot of
Man,
time
on X game mode.
All right.
Did you know you can deflect bullets with the sword? I figured that out like
Mm-hmm.
way too late. I was like, oh no, I need to hit you, but I know you're gonna shoot. And I ended up like deflecting his shot. I was like, I didn't do that, and then he shot me again. So I was freaking out.
You gotta be good on that timing though.
Yeah.
Like, is there? I have to get it. I'll have to get it. It'll have to come after I play Biomutant though, because that's next Friday.
No, Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday?
Is it a Tuesday game? Oh, I like Tuesday games.
Not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday.
It's the 25th, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
25th.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be on Friday too, and then I looked at the calendar and I was like, oh man, check that out.
Sweet.
Comes
I
out
like
Tuesday.
Yep, 25th.
if we're talking about that, I like when games do that. I hated when games started releasing games on Fridays now. It's like, oh man, why are you guys doing it, man? It's supposed to be on Tuesday. Everything video game related releases on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
doing
it's
it
always been like that.
because I was selfish. Because like back, back before COVID and the USPS wasn't that messed up. It doesn't take weeks for mail to get to you now. But like they would release games on Tuesday, so GameFly would send you a game on Monday, and I'd get it on Wednesday. Now what they do is games come out on Friday, so GameFly sends it to me on Thursday. I don't know what happens on Saturday. I think that's like a little, purgatory day where I don't know what the fuck happens. Shit goes weird, and then I don't get the game until next Friday. Anytime I have a game that's supposed to be delivered to me on Saturday, some weird shit happens. I'm like, oh, we're actually not working that day. I know mail's delivered that day, but we're not working. I don't know where your game is. Some guy gets it. It's like, oh, look, TCP's supposed to get a game in the back.
So, like I like when the games come out on Tuesdays personally, especially online games, because every online game has server issues on day one, and when
Absolutely.
if you get in like Tuesday morning, you can actually have a couple hours of game time before the servers start crashing.
Yeah.
And then you sit there for 4 hours hitting refresh until it's fixed. But yeah.
And then they'll have it fixed by the weekend when you have more free time.
I don't have free time on the weekend. This is it. This is all my free time on the weekend. I'm spending it with you guys.
That's your choice.
That's right.
I'm questioning it. But all right, so we also had the drop of Returnal. Was that
Returnal?
so?
Yeah.
This was a PlayStation exclusive.
PS5
Yeah,
exclusive.
PS5
that's why-
exclusive.
That's why I call it the first true PS5 game, because a lot of the PS5 games now, they come out for, they're also designed to come out on PS4 as well, so they don't take full advantage of the PS5 and its features. But Returnal is the first true PS5 game because it's only for the PS5.
Hey, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be hard to top Astro's Playroom.
Which I still haven't played. I'm only I did the demo part. Like I've done the demo part. Like when I invite people over, I'm like, yo man, play with because they had the controller demos. I'm like, oh yeah, feel the controller. Like look at the triggers and stuff. Isn't that so cool? Yeah, that's the only reason I have Astro's Playroom.
Yeah, I just kind of want to reinstall it and actually platinum it.
I might get to it.
So
It looks like it looks kind of like a Dead Space game. So that's gonna be like a
No.
Nope.
It's not. It definitely had some moments. It had some jump moments, but it's not nearly as scary as you think it is. It's just it just takes place on a dark planet. It just takes place on a dark
a really
planet.
fast-paced kind of game.
yeah,
It's very fast paced. It's like, it's very control like because it's very fast paced. But you're just shooting the whole time. And the same thing with like control. You don't have to reload the weapon recharges until you like if you run out of ammo, then you gotta wait for it to fully recharge. Yeah, I mean it's just control in space. It's not scary.
Just
But it's
super
also
damn
not
hard, right?
Oh god, man, it's like it's easy and hard at the same time. Cause
Yeah.
Like I watched a few of the boss fights, and I'm just like, that doesn't look too bad. And then it just takes up the whole map, and I'm just like, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah,
of it.
sometimes they do
Yeah.
that. Like you just see like all the orbs. You know, sometimes they call them bullets and they're the orbs. Like they send out all these orbs, and it just takes up the whole screen. You're just like,
Yeah,
Right.
you just got to figure out that pattern, you know?
yeah.
You got to hit him with the 5Ds a dodgeball to get out of that mess. Jeez.
But I mean,
Right.
the dodge feature is pretty cool. So anytime you dodge, you don't take damage. So you can dodge through the orbs, and you can
Oh,
dodge
okay.
through like waves
Oh,
of
okay.
attacks. So you can dodge through that stuff. So it's pretty cool. There are some orbs like you'll start learning the colors, you know, depending on which one does more damage. But then there are some orbs, I think purple.
Oh, yeah?
You can't dodge through. So
Okay, so
That's
it's
when it
got a little
starts
bit of
becoming
Dark Souls elements to it.
yeah.
as soon as I saw it, as soon as I saw like the front cover, I was like, I was having flashbacks, Vietnam flashbacks. I was like, no, not Dead Space, no.
Oh man, I love Dead Space, man. I love
Yeah, I
Dead
love those
Space.
games too. I think the second one was the best.
Oh
Or
yeah,
at
Dead
least
Space 2 is
as far as
definitely
like
the best.
gameplay anyway. Just I don't know, best weapons and everything.
See, the planet isn't too bad. It's not like ridiculously dark like Dead Space was, but it's just like as soon as I saw that cover, I was just like, because I played Dead Space for all of like maybe 15-20 minutes. I was like, nope.
Too much.
I hit the brakes on that bad boy so fast.
Nah, man, I love Dead Space too much, man. I love that game, but yeah, it was definitely the first Dead Space. I only played at like 12 noon with the blinds open.
Yeah,
And played at night. I'm like, nah, man, I'm not joking around. I'm not joking around. Dead Space 2 though, Dead Space 2, I only played that at midnight. I only played it at midnight. I put the Turtle Beaches on too, and I was like, let's get after it, but I'm ready.
Definitely got to be okay with dismembering a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, man, Returnal's not scary like that. It definitely, I mean, it has some moments. Like I think playing through the house is probably like the scariest thing because it's really trying to fuck with your mind, and fuck with her mind, I guess. So playing through the house is the scariest, you know, it's the scariest part. But then again, I also think playing through the house is optional. You don't have to do it. I mean, you should do it to further the story. You know, get a little bit more background. And unlock a few, like when you go through the house, like you complete the house. Every time you complete it, and there's something to complete in the house, you get like benefits from it and stuff. Like the spaceman. The spaceman is, you know, the biggest benefit. So coming back to being a roguelike, like yeah, when you die, you lose everything, but there's also ways to stay alive. And I found a couple, you know, at first I used to try to brute force it, and that's when I was just losing my shit. Oh, I was losing my shit just trying to brute force my way through. There are times where I was just like, I didn't even like care about finding the ads on the way to the boss fight. I was just running right by him. Just running right by him, not even caring. Just going straight to the boss fight, getting to the boss, getting my ass whooped. But the boss fights actually aren't even hard. It's just because I was trying to brute force. I wasn't thinking. Like once you get their timing down, like the second boss fight was the one that was whipping my ass. The first and second stages, I had him each time, no problem. The third stage, he was just taking me to the dirt every time. And then I started like learning his timing, like his moves and everything. Once I started like calming down, be like, hey, the game is designed like this. You're supposed to die.
The bosses are random too, aren't they?
No. The bosses aren't random.
Really?
It's just the world that is random. And some people are complaining about that, and I kind of noticed that at first too. The world isn't random. There are specific there's specific rooms in so they call them biomes if I'm saying that right, but it's kind of like just areas. So there's like, I'm not going to tell you how many because I'm not trying to ruin the game for you. But there's so many biomes, and the biomes are the same. There's rooms in the biomes, and they just rearrange the order of the rooms. So once you enter a room, it's exactly the same as it was the last time. It just depends on when you get to it, you know. And some rooms have, you know, they branch off to the left or the right, or there's 3 branches or there's 4 branches, and so that's how they, you know, they change it up that way. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So that's why a lot of people like were complaining like, oh, it's not really random. It's not, the world doesn't change if they just change the order of the world. And I'm like,
I mean, I guess the
Yeah.
technical term is procedurally generated, but who wants to say all that?
mm.
Random rooms, people. Random rooms.
That's
Yeah,
right.
random.
Yeah. So some people are
You know.
complaining about that, but I mean, like they have like you know, resources and collectibles and certain things, and like they put in specific areas. So, like it's hard to just like to randomize that, I guess.
Yeah, I got you.
You know. So I don't think it's that random. And then, like once you find the path that you need to go, or I guess the gateway that will take you to another biome, where that will take you to the boss. So, and I've noticed that like some bosses in some biomes, like if you find they have a gateway to get back directly to the boss, so you don't have to fight through the entire biome. So there's like, you always start in the first biome, and then you have to like, so like if you're going to the third biome, which is the second boss that I had to fight, he was in the third biome. So like at first I was running through the first one, finding the second one. And then no, he was in the second biome. But then like running all the way through the second biome, but like there's a little spot. I mean, it stares you right in the face too. It's like you can run right by it if you're not paying attention. But then it just opens up a little gateway and it just takes you to the end of the biome, to where the boss is, and then you fight him.
Now, is this a game that you could like speed run? Like, is there encounters you can skip and things like that?
I don't think there's encounters you can skip. I mean, yes, there's encounters you can skip, because like as soon as you enter a room, enemies will jump out, and you're like, hey, we're here to fight, and I was just like, nah, man, I'm going straight to the boss. I don't care about you. I'm
So
just running
they
straight
don't
to the
chase you
boss.
through the biome or anything like that?
No, they don't chase you through the room. So like each room has a door, and the door only opens when you're like 2 inches in front of the door, and it closes once you're like 2 inches past the door. Like you have to be pretty close to the door for it to open. But I mean, it will still open up, you know, fast enough so that you don't have to stop sprinting.
Okay.
To get through it. There are some rooms that you can't enter. You can enter a room where like, you know, like a big ass enemy will come out, and it will enter the room will go into lockdown. So you have to kill that enemy to get out of the room. It's a little bit on the rare side. And there's some times where like I've entered a room, you know, just exploring, and just like, nah, I'm not gonna go in that room because I know what's gonna happen. So.
Not today.
I'm gonna have to.
But
I'm gonna look into it. It sounds interesting. Like the premise behind it is very interesting.
yeah, man, it's really cool, and it's pretty long. I can tell like a lot of people are complaining about adding checkpoints, and like that was one thing that was like really pissing me off. Cause like you get to a boss fight and then you die, and you're like, I have to like, I just played for like 3 or 4 hours, you know, trying to like to get strong, and you know, cause like as you collect health, if you already have full health, as you collect health, you just add on to your health bar.
Oh, okay,
Have
that's
they
cool.
already introduced the update that gives you the ability to save mid-game?
They are doing that.
Supposedly, that's what I heard.
Oh.
I don't remember where I heard that, but I
Okay.
saw it on something
Yeah, that could
I
definitely
watch
be.
regularly.
That could definitely be interesting. Be sitting there playing for 3-4 hours, like I gotta go to bed and to start all
Yeah.
over the next day.
No, so they
Yeah.
what they have is they call them cycles. They call them cycles. So like when you die or you start in, you know, turn the game on, you start a new cycle. If you put the system into rest mode, then it will save the cycle. It will save the cycle, because when you turn the game back on, you're back where you wake up. And they give you a prompt when they say that, like if you turn the game off, you're going to lose your cycle. So put the console in rest mode to save your cycle. I did that once. The game up. I was on a great cycle. I was on a good run. I was doing a lot of stuff. I had so many perks. I was, you know, so much health. I did that, and I put it in rest mode. The game updated overnight, and it turned the game off because it updated. And I was so pissed.
Oh man.
Hell yeah!
Dang.
I'd have been furious.
Dang.
It didn't mean too much, 'cause like I worked really hard and I worked really bad. I was just sitting there with an angry face, and I like, you know, got back to the point where I pretty much was at, and I went into this room and just got immediately murked, and I was like, okay, I guess it's not that bad anymore. Sometimes when you die, you're just like, whatever. And then sometimes when you die, you're just like, fuck, man, because like you spend like 3 hours, like, you know, building up, and then you get to a boss fight, and then the boss, like, you haven't learned his moves yet, you know, he's new, and then he just slaps you.
So how long are each biomes? Like, does it depend?
It just depends on how fast you move through them. I haven't played it in a while. So like the biome I'm on right now also made me mad, because I played it for like, I was on this biome for like 4 or 5, almost 6 hours. I can't say it was not that long. It was at least 3 hours, and like there's no bosses in the biomes. I don't think there's any boss in the biome that I'm on, but there's a bunch of hard enemies, like mini bosses. They're mini bosses, and you have to collect 3 keys. And this is also like how I was saying, like when I was trying to brute force it, there's ways to stay alive even after you die, and I wasn't thinking about that, so I was trying to brute force through. So there's ways to stay alive after you die. And once I started like figuring that out, like I entered one boss fight where I had died a whole bunch of times, and I was like, there's ways to stay alive, and I know there's ways to stay alive. I need to start incorporating that. And just because I had that confidence behind me that I said, like, if I die, that's fine, I went and I beat that enemy without even taking any damage. I went and beat that boss without even taking any damage, because I had the confidence to know that if I do get hit, or even if I do die, I can come back and pick up right where I left off. So
That's cool.
yeah, but then there's this one biome, like it's just a bunch of mini bosses, and each mini boss just went and completely shat on me, and I died twice. And then I think you can only die twice. Die twice? Because there's a way to stay alive. So there's the Spaceman artifact. If you get the Spaceman artifact, you die. You get to resurrect. You come back to life where you left, like right then and there. You come back to life. The bad part about that is, like, when I died this one time, this dude had just area damage everywhere. So when I respawned to damage, and I lost 3/4 of my health instantly. And I was like, well, there was no point to that. Thank you.
Oh,
I get like another breath of life. And then there's like an ancient machine you can interact with. And if you die, you respawn there, and you keep your entire progress. But I think if you're fighting any enemies, you have to start the enemies over. Or like you're in a boss fight. Yeah. I mean, it's dope. It's good.
All right, let's go ahead and jump on to this next topic here. I'm kind of laughing about this one because Sony has revealed new colors for their DualSense controllers.
Been waiting for this.
No, I'm not even gonna BS. That what was it the crimson red one?
Yeah.
Cosmic red.
Yeah.
Cosmic red.
Yeah. That bad boy.
They look
fire.
nice. Good luck getting one.
Already got both on pre-ordered.
What?
Pre-order locked.
What?
You talking about? You can go pre-order them right now. Hey, if you're watching the stream, go on Sony's PlayStation Store. You can go pre-order them there. You can go on Best Buy. Best Buy's got them too. Pre-order them there. You can pre-order them anywhere. Just go ahead and pre-order them.
I'm calling BS.
I'll just pre-order the controller.
I'm calling
BS. The
BS.
controller.
I'm calling
Pre-order
BS.
locked. What you talking about? Go to Best Buy right now. I checked Best Buy yesterday. They still had them for pre-order. And then
I can't pull it up right now. It'll freeze the stream, but I'm gonna check as soon as we're done.
Yeah, and then I went it was like the day they announced them. A buddy of mine.
You can. You can pre-order it right now. Yo, why is the crimson red one so much more?
It's like, oh, that was evil. I was like, oh, y'all dicks.
What is the price point on them?
Yo, the crimson, the cosmic red one is $75 on Best Buy, and
that's what it is on the PlayStation Store too.
And the midnight black and then the regular white controller is $70.
Yeah.
So what? I gotta pay an extra $5 for coloring.
Well, typically when you buy a sports car, if it's red, usually the insurance costs more. I think
That is true.
I think this applies.
Have a red sports car. He's not wrong.
Apparently so.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if it costs 1/5 a PlayStation, you're gonna want to insure it.
That's so dumb.
It is.
I know. It's like why it's more expensive. That sucks. Yeah, I ordered mine off the PlayStation Store. It wasn't like the actual PlayStation Store. It's like Sony's store. I think I just went into Google and I just typed in controller pre-order, PS5 controller pre-order, and it sent me to the right thing. I signed in. If you can pre-order it off of that, I would suggest it because I got free shipping just because I have PlayStation Plus.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
So this brought up, bonus topic. So apparently, Sony is trying to do a workaround for the missing chips. They're going to try and do a workaround and then start just cranking out PS5s.
yep.
Yeah, I saw something about that.
I want to know what that workaround is.
From what I know, they're just trying to change out the hardware components with inside the PS5 to
Like,
to be
Is
able
it-
to make it, but to like not know to get around the chip and the semiconductor shortage. I don't know how they're going to do that.
yeah, that's the one thing. How do you need those? So
You do?
I mean,
just a little bit.
I mean,
Doesn't
are
mean
they
you gotta
going
need them
a
to be at
step
certain
up?
Quality.
Are they going a step up, which I doubt, or are they going to take a step down?
I think it's more natural to assume a step down.
Yeah. They'll probably call them like the PS5S. It'll be like the Xbox Series S. Just
bro. PS5S, lower semiconductors. It might
You know what?
not work.
Instead of being $500, it'll be $490. Because that's how Sony is.
I'm like they're gonna charge the same exact thing.
Oh, they don't charge the same exact thing. They're like,
Yeah, but-
we need to make our money back because sales are definitely down.
They're gonna look at you. They're like, it's not a true PS5, but it's a PS5.
Yeah.
You're gonna buy it.
It'll do
Yeah.
PS5 things.
Yeah.
Not all the things, but things.
It'll play them. It'll play them games. You want to play Ragnarok? You gonna get this PS5S? I tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I don't know.
I
I'm
think it's a bad idea. I'm
like I'm a little, I'm right on the fence on it because I'm just like, this can be really good or really bad because either they had completely figured something out, or can make it work, or it's just going to be the biggest disaster in Sony's history.
It might be a disaster. I don't know. I mean, but it's not just the semiconductors that they gotta get around and the chips. They gotta get around they gotta still have to get their CPUs and their GPUs from AMD who are having the same exact issue.
Yeah. Well, so my understanding is they already have those. They just can't get the semiconductors.
Okay.
So if they can find a workaround for that, but still, you have to remodel your whole board.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, it could be something that they've already been working on. It's something that this might be, if you're talking about rearranging the whole board, it might be something that they had already been planning on doing since what
like 2 weeks in.
the Pro. No, yeah, like since like 2 weeks in when they're or maybe even a year in, or a year before when they're trying to like figure out the Pro. That's what I'm trying to get at. Sorry, it took me a long time to get there. Don't know why.
Speaking
Yeah,
of Pro,
maybe
with all these shortages, how long do you think it's going to take to come out with the PS5 Pro?
probably longer.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely longer. Because I mean, they gotta like build it, test it. If they're not already doing that, then they gotta produce it. It's usually the Pro is usually like what, 3 or 4 years later.
Typically.
Yeah.
So-
It was 2017 for the PS4 Pro, and the console came out in 13.
I'm not sure exactly, but that sounds close.
I know when I got my PS4 Pro, it was 2018, because I got it for God of War, but I can't recall if it's been out for like a year or 2 years before that.
It launched in 2016, the PS4 Pro.
So it was only, that's 3 years. Yeah, 3 years.
All right. So these next two topics, we're going to kind of like pound out these next two topics, and then we'll spend a little time on the last one.
I want to take a sweet second away.
All right. So,
Anyways,
so Stadia has closed all of their support studios. They have closed all of their self-titled gaming studios, and they've come out in the last week and they're like, hey, Stadia's alive and well. We're planning on 61 new games joining us.
Yeah, I'm kind of puzzled on that one.
Like,
I'm still trying to figure out how are y'all gonna be able to do that with all of these clothes.
I mean, they're planning like, you know, all the new games coming out this year, putting those on Stadia versus making their own games.
I mean, plus there's the other thing. Didn't they stop like producing the controllers and everything to send those out? I mean, are they still
Yeah.
making those?
Not as far as I know. Like, they have closed
Yeah,
everything
that's
but
what
the service. But they're
Yeah,
like,
we're in the Stadia. I thought the Stadia was dead. I thought
Yeah.
they gave up.
yeah, and
Oh,
apparently, like,
yeah.
the director behind it, I forgot his name. He came out and he's like, yeah, Stadia's alive and well. We have a big plan, big plans for this year. And I'm just like, how? What are you going to do? You've closed everything. You have no support. You have no, you have no self-titles coming out to drive that market. So what are you going to do?
There's
But-
also no way that they have that many units or controllers, whatever you want to consider it, out there for people to actually take advantage of that anyway. I would
Well,
assume.
I mean, you don't have. My understanding was you don't have to use the Stadia controller itself. You can use
Oh, is that
whatever you have available.
Mm,
Oh,
so-
okay, I didn't realize that.
that's
Yeah.
nice of them.
That was my understanding. Don't quote me on it. I don't use it.
No, you're probably right.
But I know if you're playing on PC, like if you have like say a Mac or something like that, you can play on Stadia and just use your keyboard and mouse.
Right.
So
I think I only know one person that has a Stadia, and I haven't talked to him about it in a long while.
yeah.
Well,
Like,
if anything, because for the controller, from what I'm seeing here, it's all used via Bluetooth. There's only, I mean, obviously the PlayStation controller is Bluetooth, and then the Elite controller is Bluetooth. So I'm guessing as long as you have a Bluetooth controller, then you're straight.
probably just a separate adapter because I think Sony's pretty anti other people using their things minus because like I was actually really surprised where the DualSense I could just plug in my PC via USB.
Yeah,
Like I was really surprised with that. I still prefer the Xbox controller, but I didn't have my Xbox at the time, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use that, and it worked great. Like it was just plug and play. Like my PC just picked it up right off the bat. So I was pretty surprised on that. So like I'm curious. I'm gonna keep an eye on that, and we'll come back to it, in a later episode to see what's actually going on there. So this next one's actually kind of funny. So last Tuesday, the new season for Destiny dropped, and it's been pretty fire so far. But Bungie apparently accidentally activated their crossplay like 6 months early.
is that bad?
Oops.
And I
Did
thought
it
that
work?
was their intention.
Did it
Yeah,
work?
it was working.
Oh yeah. They
Is that
they
bad?
sat there. They activated it and then they just kind of left it and
Yeah.
said,
So they're like, we're going to shut it off
do
in a later patch, but we can't do anything about it right now because we have to do a complete reboot of the game to shut it off. And we're not going to like put all you people out. So we're just going to let it ride for a few days. And I'm just like,
which I actually think
Accidentally.
is cool.
accidentally.
I think that it's awesome. So I mean, just imagine like something's coming out, especially crossplay, and you're like, how do we test it out without really releasing it? Oh, we'll accidentally turned it on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on. Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and partake. Just go ahead and use it. If it breaks, we already knew it wasn't fully built, but we'll be able to get all the bugs out now.
And I think it's a really cool feature because obviously, if I didn't have an Xbox, me and Wild could still play. So that's really cool. But, they've had the cross save feature. So, like, I could take my PlayStation account to PC, to Xbox, to Stadia.
cross save is a sexy feature.
It is nice. It is nice because like if I'm getting online and I don't want my clan to see me, I'll just boot it up on PC.
You know what I want? I want cross license. Please, can I have some cross license?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I honestly, the only one bucking back on the crossplay is Sony.
Yeah, Sony
Yeah,
Sony does that
that's how
just
they
because.
always are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just want people to buy their systems.
Yeah.
You know, it's like. I mean,
That was
I
the
get
same
it.
way with Carlo.
I get it,
because
but
they were running the system game. They're like, we're not going to do crossplay because we want you to buy our systems, and everyone's buying our systems. So
well, that's the thing.
everyone
It's,
to play
it's
with.
like nobody could buy the system, so you kind of have to like give a little.
Well, it was different. They were bucking back when it was PS4.
Right. Well, they've been
When
doing it
PS4 and
since
everyone's buying PS4s.
It's been that way since PS2. The only game they allowed to be crossplay was with some bizarre like grandfathered contract with Square Enix. For Final Fantasy XI. Final Fantasy XI could be played anywhere with anybody. But yeah, it's just kind of like open it up, get it out there because if you, yes, you might lose a potential sale of a console, but you will retain player attentiveness because the couple of players that are doing crossplay with their friends over on Xbox or PC will be playing more because they have more of a reason to.
Yeah.
I
I don't know, and I think it's a give and take, man. Like if they, if they open up cross license, not just cross play, but like cross save, cross license, I think a majority of people will probably will flock over to PC, just because it's more inclusive. Like you can do more, with the PC.
I don't know. The only thing I have against crossplay is competitive gaming from console to PC.
It's terrible.
Like that is the one thing that is a little sketch to me.
Yeah,
So,
and like Warzone's evil, man. I almost don't even like playing Warzone. even so, when I play on PC, it's just because PC just has so many hackers, man. It's like you don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
Like I used to. It doesn't matter if you're on PC or on Xbox.
True.
What? Just
everywhere.
This past update, I literally jumped on. I hadn't played it at all. I was just like, you know what? Because I've been on Fortnite, I've been on Apex, I've been playing everything else. And I was like, you know what? Let me jump on. Let me download the update. Let me see how it is. I'm in the update for literally not even a full game. People are invisible. People are hacking. I'm like, at that point in time, after the update, I was like, bad taste in the mouth. I'm not picking it back up again.
Yeah, because the way that they hack consoles now is there's this little device, and you hook it up to your console via USB, and you run that USB to your PC, and you can program it from there. So that's how that's how they do the aimbots. Is you run a USB. It's got a USB pass through, so you plug your controller to it to your console, and it's got a third or a second out, and you run that to your PC, and you can program it from there. I watch it. I don't do it. I just know about it because I watched a few documentaries on how it was being done in Bungie for Destiny.
He's hacking. He's hacking.
I only hack my PC games, and that's with mods.
What happened to the old school days of just drawing a dot on the center of your TV?
Yeah,
I don't even need to do that. My monitor comes. I literally press the button. It pops up a crosshair right on my screen.
Yeah, my monitor does that too.
I need that.
Nice.
It is so nice.
Like
The amount of no scopes.
yeah, I was like, I want to start no scoping people, and I can't
Yeah.
because I'm using my my sausage fingers trying to use a sniper. Doesn't work. Okay, so we'll jump to this last one here because this one. So, obviously, if you've been paying attention to anything at all within gaming in the last couple of years, the last decade really, there is a absurd amount of money going around. If you were 10 years old back in 1995,
Yep.
if someone told you that a video game made $200 million,
Nope.
if somebody told you a video game made $1 million,
Nope.
No,
Grand Theft Auto was coming out around 95, right?
I believe so. One
Did
of
that
them
one-
was. I don't remember which one.
I
Did
think
that-
I think
Doom?
maybe the very Doom.
You got some Doom coming around there too? Wolfenstein?
Yeah, Doom.
well,
Doom I can understand.
Doom was free on Windows 98. What are you talking about?
No one's talking to you right now. No one's talking to you.
It came
Well,
with Windows.
You said
You know
98. We're
what?
talking about 95. We're talking about 95.
But
But even still, like to hear a video game making even $1 million, even back then at that time was a lot.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the
Yeah.
conversations where my parents were like, "Stop playing video games. They're gonna go nowhere."
Oh yeah. Look at them
Now,
now.
now sometimes I'm like, "Are you still playing video games?" He's like, "Oh, you taking off yet? You a programmer yet?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah, that's the first thing that
time has
people think.
passed. The time has passed. The reflexes are no longer the same.
Yeah.
Can't take it.
Yeah. Gosh, I wish I had my reflexes from when I was like, 10, 11 years old. Gosh. But like, a lot of companies are refusing to make the next game because they're making $100 million a month just from microtransactions.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
I'm
that.
not
Because there was
against
a time.
I'm not against it.
No, I'm not against it either. Yes, I want new games, but then, again, coming to the type of gamer I am, I'm not someone that plays the same game for years, 2 years, or even months. I like to play, as many games as possible. Try to play multiple games. And it's tougher when there's so many games out there to play. There's times where, like, because I'm not going to buy all these games, which is why I have GameFly. So, like,
There's
I
a
rent
lot
most
of
of them.
games that I'll never make time for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I rent most of them, but like I only had 3 games out at a time. So like, and then
So-
also it takes time for the games to get me, and it takes time for me to send the games back. So I only play like a game for like a day or two. The fall is the worst, man. I'm just like, oh, there's so many games coming out at one time. Can't play them all. It's tough.
Like, I'm one of those gamers that I will play one game for 3 years. Like I played Diablo 3 for 5 years. I played Diablo 2 for 10 years. Like, that's what I enjoy doing. Is I like hobbyist games. I've been playing Destiny for 4 years. I've been playing, I'll be playing Outriders, and still be playing Outriders in a few months, on the same character, just grinding for better gear. So like, I have this problem that I own like entire franchises of games, like BioShock. I own every game in the BioShock franchise. I haven't beat a single one.
Yep. I have every last single one. I
Some-
never beat it.
Something wrong with you.
Yeah,
Something
like,
wrong with you.
the same thing with the Nathan Drake series. Like, I only beat the first 2 games.
I am so offended right now, man. I am so offended right now.
Like,
How dare
Literally
you?
have the ability to play all those games right now. I've never done it.
like, but it's like those games took my money, and I haven't played. And then
Uncharted is like the greatest series. Uncharted is the greatest series. BioShock was the like I don't feel any type of way about like BioShock 1 and 2, but BioShock Infinite, I don't know, maybe it came like at a like during a time of my life, man. That game was
Oh yeah,
BioShock Infinite, those hit the heartstrings, man. That was a great game. The ending of that, like, the storyline in that game fucking blew my shit. I was like, oh, this is a great story. Damn, why are you all doing this in 1 and 2? 1 and
How's it
2 was
going,
just like,
Anil?
all right, you're in this world, good luck. BioShock Infinite had some deep story to it. And I was like, damn. I fell in love with Elizabeth too, man. I'd always be in the shit, and Elizabeth would be like, here, take some ammo. I was like, God, I love you. Thank you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, just video games make like, you know, the development teams went from like, you know, 80s and 90s. Like the development team for a game was 5 to 10 people. You know,
Yeah.
it was like, was it like 20 people made World of Warcraft, and now they have a team of like 600.
These are multi-million-dollar franchises now.
Yeah, just
I mean, as technology advances, they're able to make the game bigger, 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 and add more and more and more. But when you want to do stuff like that, and like and keep up with the satisfaction of your gamers, you just gotta add more people so that you can keep making it bigger and bigger, and have time to develop all that stuff.
yeah.
It's give and take, man.
I don't know. It blows my mind seeing how far it's come. It's gonna blow my mind to see how far it goes. Like, you know, I'm just hoping we get full immersion VR before I die. You know.
I mean, at the rate it's going, you just might get to experience that.
Yeah.
They probably already have it, and you just don't hear about it. It's locked away in a secret government laboratory somewhere.
Yeah.
We all don't have access to.
There is actually a headset that exists right now. I can't tell you the name of it because I don't remember the name of it, but it actually has like these sensors. When you put it on your head, it can literally like not read your thoughts, but you can control things with your mind in the like in the virtual space. And it's like very specific things. So I mean, it's not like super crazy, but I mean, it's there. It exists, and it's only gonna get better.
Probably has like focus response technology, where if you focus on a certain thing for like a period of time, it does the action.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I saw a video guy, like he made his own, like I don't know, like he had like some contraption, like he was able to to capture his brain waves. He's able to capture his brain waves and then like translate his like converted them to numbers and then converted the numbers into controller inputs. So like he was sitting there like and he did it and like he made Minecraft and he started playing Minecraft with his brainwaves. It was a long video because like he had to sit there and like he wasn't doing anything for a really long time. Like he had to sit there and like zone out. Like you had to watch him like zone out for like 5 or 10 minutes. And then after a while, like he started like being able to move the character. And then then when he noticed he was doing it, he's like, "Oh, I'm doing it! Oh, I lost it! Fuck!" And so then he had to sit there and do it. And he had to zone out again. And I was like, "Yeah, that's wild."
I mean, God, I mean the fact that, that's happening. We're not far off, and I'm not scared of that technology either. Like, even if you have to deal with a little bit of microwaves, I'm good. Yeah.
Sword Art Online.
He's got that third arm growing.
It's the next step.
No, man, Sword Art Online, man, that's just gonna be real, man. They're gonna start trapping people in gaming worlds, and you're gonna be stuck.
You're gonna be held ransom for your gamer currency.
Yeah, dude, man, I'm gonna be the one dude that like, I think like, wasn't it an episode like they were like talking to some dude, and like he just died, like and he just like his character disappeared, and they're just like, oh yeah, he lived alone, like no one knew where he was.
Oh.
So like. Because like everyone in the game was surviving because they were able to transport all their bodies and move them to the hospitals. So, like for the dudes that like live alone, no one knows what you're doing.
Yeah, man.
Dynamite rat. Oh
yeah.
Gosh. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up here. Thank you everybody for coming out and watching. Thank you everybody who watches later on. Hope you all had a good time. We'll see you next Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch us for episode 10. Peace.
Peace.
Do good things, everybody.